Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining the webinar tonight. As always, it's Medit's educational webinar series. With us today, we have Maria. Maria, thanks so much for joining today. We're excited to hear about the new updates with Medit Compare 1.2, right?
Yes, exactly. And I'm also super excited to let you know about all the cool new features that we've added this time.
Awesome. Awesome. So before we get started, I just want to remind everybody that we will be recording the webinar. We are recording the webinar, and we will be taking questions. If you have any questions you'd like to ask, just click the little chat box, type your question in, and it'll come directly to me, and then I will make sure we ask Maria. As I always say, Maria does a pretty awesome job of explaining the webinars and the new apps and everything else that is going on there in headquarters in Korea. So don't have a lot of questions, but we hope if you have a question, let us, go ahead and ask us. Now, Maria, before we get started, I just wanted to mention we do have more educational webinars coming out. Watch our Facebook page for the different dates and times that those webinars will be there. We're going to be covering a lot of the features of the Medit i5, i700s in the software, so you guys can really kind of delve into understanding all the tools a little bit better. And we do have more webinars coming up scheduled with Maria that we'll be announcing very, very soon. You'll see those soon on Facebook. So Maria, basically what we're going to do today is go over Medit Compare 1.2, the new features. So those of you who have tuned into the previous webinar about Medit Compare, we're not going to cover all of that, that information that we've already kind of gone over once before. We're going to go over the new features that have been updated and added. Now, if you have questions and you haven't been able to watch the Medit Compare video or the app video up to this point, please email me. My email is emily.bradley@medit.com, and I will send you a link to all of the past webinars that we've done so far. So this is just a way for us to stay better connected to our end users. As always, if you have something you would like to learn a little bit more about, respond to the email that sent you this webinar link. It'll come directly to me. And from there, we will get you either webinar links. We would like to hear what you want to learn more about, what you have questions about, and so forth. We'll build webinars around some of your questions. So make sure you reach out, and we'd love to hear from you. Maria, as always, I'll stop talking, and we'll pass the time off to you and let you get started. I think it's going to be kind of a fairly fast one tonight.
Yeah, probably not as fast as the last one on DCM Converter, but I'll do my best.
That was a fun one, though.
Yeah. So today, as Emily just mentioned, we're talking about Medit Compare and the recent update. So here we are at 1.2. So we launched November 17th last year. And now here we are at 1.2, which is pretty exciting. And the features that we introduced in this update, I think the major one, which is mesh editing, data sculpting, it's something that a lot of users have been asking for. I don't know, I just searched our user Facebook group for all of those requests. There are so many. So of course, when we have so many of those requests, we try our best to incorporate and find a way to provide it in any way. And well, we decided that the most appropriate way and place to have this functionality would be in Medit Compare. Because even though Medit Compare literally says compare, there's the functionality is so much more than this, not just compare the data, but also like edit it and do various manipulations with it. And now, yeah, now you can even edit the mesh itself, which is pretty awesome. So as usual, I'm here starting in Medit Link app box where Medit Compare is here right now. You will see that there's an update button if you already have it installed. If you don't have it installed, there will be an install button right here. So you download it or update it. And as usual, when you go to case box, you will see that all of the apps are located in the upper right corner of your window. So here I have scan data, and let's see what we can do with it in Medit Compare 1.2. So I'm pressing the icon of Medit Compare, which lets me import the data to the program right away. So I'm going to import this scan data. So I want to have this data printed as a model. So I'm going to then later maybe go to model builder and create a base and print it out using my 3D printer. But here the scan data doesn't look that good. There were some problems while scanning. There's something that needs to be worked on, and so maybe I also want to print on my model with a tooth extracted already, because that's what the treatment is going to be like. So all the new updates that are like big milestones in Medit Compare, they all are here in edit mode. So basically today we're going to talk about what these two amazing buttons do. The first one is fill holes and another one is sculpting. So I'm going to work mainly, I think, on the upper jaw. So I think, yeah, here the data doesn't look that good. So I'm going to go ahead and press this button. And here we have 4 tools, which are add, remove, smooth, and morph. So here you can see that each icon has a number on it, which means it's a shortcut key, hotkey. So if I press 1, I'm going to be using the add function. If I press 2 on my keyboard, I'm going to go to remove, and then 3, I go to smooth, and then 4, I go to morph. And there are many more shortcut keys. So here they all are. If you press this question mark icon, so that you can adjust the brush size and the strength using Alt and Control and your mouse wheel. So I hope that this shortcut keys will really help you to navigate all of those functions. And if you have never used any of this before, hopefully you will be able to switch very easily between among all those tools. So I'm going to press number 3 on my keyboard, and that gives me the smooth function. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna smooth out my data. So because we're doing this in real life and I'm sharing my screen, it's a little bit slower, actually much slower than usual. So when you try it yourself, you will see that it's actually much, much faster.
And Maria, earlier when we were talking, you mentioned, obviously this is like smoothing out irregularities on a model and so forth, but to be careful really on a prep and so forth. And we're talking to the people in the dental industry who are aware of this, but the concept is really cool that you can make slight adjustments and or really heavy adjustments, actually, what you showed me earlier. Yeah. So it's a really cool new tool added.
Yeah, so I think that you should, when you work with sculpting, you should also realize that you're actually changing the scan data. So yeah, if I'm going to show you, if I'm to show you a very radical example, if I remove a lot, like I actually remove. So please be careful if this is something you're going to use for, for creating a crown or something like this. Just make sure that you don't remove too much, or you completely aware that this is the part that might affect restoration or any other parts of the treatment. Yeah, so here I am. I smoothed out those parts. Maybe I'm gonna work a little bit here and here, and I think it's pretty okay. So the model that I'm going to print out in Model Builder, I think I'm gonna have this tooth extracted. So what I can do to kind of recreate this extraction process, I can select the data like this. Maybe just add a little bit brush here, and I'm gonna remove the tooth overall. And then when I press this button, which is fill holes, you're probably really familiar with this functionality from Medit Link and from Scan for Clinics, but just to go over, here's you can specify the overall length of the hole. So you can say, okay, only fill holes that are over or under this length. So right now this scan data scanned pretty well, but if you have a lot of holes, you will see that in yellow, all the holes will be displayed until yeah. So apparently my the total length of the hole is like 53 millimeters. So this is what it is. And when I press this button, apply, I will see that the hole is filled. Oh, not filled too good at which again, we're doing it live, so let me just try again. I think I removed way too much data. Yeah, let's do it like this.
That's a live webinar for you. If something's going to go wrong, it will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. You see. It's good, the more bugs we report, the more that we can fix later. So yeah, it's all
Yeah,
good.
absolutely. It's all helpful to see.
Yeah. Okay. And okay, trust me, it worked. Don't
I think
worry, we'll
it's
get
helpful
there.
for everyone to see that not everything works perfect every single time, but we can move forward
Yeah.
with it.
If I can do it today, you can do it. Trust me.
Yeah, and a little bit about Maria. She's there in Medit headquarters with the development team on a daily basis. So, they come across these things, and when they see different issues pop up, or that's something that's not working quite right, there they go. They work through it and they fix it for everybody. So, no, it's all part of the process, and it's good to have somebody from the development team here who can see and know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, now you see that we actually we did it, we succeeded, and also now you see that the colors are pinkish and a little bit white, and it's because we used the neighboring colors to fill in the holes. Which, if you don't like, you can turn off this toggle, but then the part will be just filled in gray. So I don't know, I just like to use the neighboring colors, even if it looks a little bit weird, because this is obviously tooth color, but yeah, I like it this way. So just like this, I simulated an extraction. And now I can save this data. And we just released a new hotfix for Model Builder, which will allow you to import not just scanned data, but also the data that you attach to Medit link from Medit Compare. So this hotfix is made specifically for this kind of situations where you want to create something, you want to create a model for Model Builder, but you need to edit it first, like just sculpt it a little bit more. So you will also see that it's the overall process is so much easier right now. And yeah, here we are. And also another thing that we have here now in Medit Compare 1.2 is that before you can only import the files that were attached to a MeditLink case. So there's import MeditLink files button, but now we can actually import local files using this button. And even better than this, when you exit from any mode. So again, if you want to exit any mode, just click on the mode button and you will go to the overview mode. And now I have here a file that I want to import, and I'm just going to drag and drop it. And here we are.
So it's really that simple. You don't even need to, you can actually just open the file and drag it in to Medit Compare.
Yeah.
Okay, your design file there. Okay.
Yeah. So here's a crown, for example, that was made by my in-house lab or another lab, and I just want to make sure that it all correct and the anatomy of the crown looks good. So as you can see, this is the crown for this tooth. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to align the data. So here we are. The data is aligned. So you can see how crown fits on the actual tooth itself. And what we can do, we can go back to edit mode and we can use some sculpting tools if we're not really sure about the design, or we want to change it, we want to edit something, we want to smooth some parts out. This is just a great way to do it too. Or maybe if you yourself design this crown, you're like, oh, I just want this super minor change. So you can go to Medit Compare and you can adjust it yourself. So I'm going to smooth some parts. And you can see that the crown, which is displayed in green, so we can see actually how it is being aligned with the actual anatomy of the tooth, which I think, yeah, pretty nice.
So you're just removing very, very, very small amount, basically.
Yeah.
Here, okay. To all you lab technicians out there who are watching this right now or who have designed crowns.
Yeah, so there was this kind of small bump. I flattened it out.
Maria, I'd
And
say this is pretty good for somebody who is not a lab technician, or you know, on the clinical side of dentistry. So I think you're doing a great job.
thank you. Uh, so yeah, I think now that it's good, I can actually morph. I can morph data, so I can, you know, change the parts. I can change the anatomy of the tooth a little bit. So all in good fun. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not I'm not a lab technician, and I'm definitely not somebody with a good sense of design. So forgive me for this, but yeah, this is I think what my crown would look like.
I think
And
you're doing a great job. I'm just impressed. I mean, for somebody who's not a designer or a lab technician or anything, but no,
uh,
it helps us understand really well how this could work in a clinical setting.
yeah, so here we have now our crown adjusted a little bit, and then we have a tooth extracted after everything. And yeah, maybe there's just this part which I'd like to edit using just you know, edit tool. I'm gonna remove it. Yeah, and I think now everything looks fine. So I'm going to close the program. And here, the files that I actually worked on. So I worked on the maxilla scan data. I made it smoother. I imported a crown to my case. I also worked a bit on it. So that's why with this new update, the program will ask you if you want to just export all the files that you worked on. So the files that you actually changed as attachments to Medit link all at once. So before you had to go to this data tree and you had to click and export each file one by one. So this is a very nice thing that allows you to just handle all those files right away. So I'm going to press export. And yeah, here we have it, the files that that I just exported, and this file of a crown, which was not even in my Medit case, which I imported from my local drive. Here it is. So yeah, here everything is here. It even comes again aligned. The crown data comes aligned with the maxilla data, which is pretty cool. So yeah, and here's my extracted, my virtual simulated extraction. So now I can go ahead and use this data in Medit Model Builder to create a model and to print out. So in order to do that, please don't forget to update your Model Builder to version 1.0.2. Yeah, so this
So
is pretty much it.
so from here, basically, they would just go up and click on their model builder icon there, and they would be good to go with actually building the model, the base, and so forth.
Yeah,
Okay.
using
Um,
those files.
Perfect. It was kind of a quick one. And again, those of you who wanted to learn more about really how Medit Compare works, we have a webinar for that, where Maria spent a little bit more time going through the process, a step-by-step process. This is just about the new features in Medit Compare. I think eventually someday we'll probably do a full Medit Compare, but you guys update everything so much there, Maria. We'll be doing webinars forever with all your updated apps coming out. So anyways, but we'll get eventually something updated. So please email me, as I said, if you would like to see the original webinar. And Maria, is that, did I cut you off? Hopefully I didn't cut you off today.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just, I think so I work with all of the apps, but as a product manager, as a planner, I worked mainly with Smile Design, and yeah, I just want to let you know that there will be a lot of fun stuff coming that I personally worked on, and I'm really, really excited to show you some projects that we've been handling here. So yeah, just please keep signing up for the webinars because it's a really interesting way to, you know, get the message across from Medit R&D with help of Emily. So yeah, pretty exciting. Stay
Okay,
tuned.
awesome. And then we do have Oh, okay. We did have one question that just came through right now. Maybe we need to backtrack just a little bit because I want to get this question answered if we can. What buttons are you clicking to morph the image? Or I guess to make adjustments or changes? Can we just open that one more time? I just barely caught that this image was there, and we're grateful that you guys are, we'd love to hear from you. So there at the bottom, right? Bottom
Yeah.
right-hand corner. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so morph is number 4 on the keyboard, number 3, number 2, number 1. So I'm just pressing,
Okay, perfect.
yeah, keys.
Okay, thank you. And like I mentioned earlier, we do have more webinars coming out. I believe kind of 1st of October-ish. We kind of will make an announcement as to the exact date. You guys will see it on Facebook, but we have some kind of cool stuff coming. We've talked about actually just marketing the webinar, but we'd almost rather it be kind of a surprise because it's a real big step for Medit. I think it's a really cool thing. So we're excited to share it with you coming up here. So watch the Facebook page. Email me if you'd like to know when webinars are coming up, and we'll stay connected.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks, Maria. We'll see you next time, and thanks everybody for joining in. Bye-bye.
Bye.